Act like we never left. SV here with a live reaction to the beginning after the end. This week we're reading chapters 159, so you know the vibes. Last chapter we saw our boy Arthur finally figured out that he has reached the level of Silver Core, which is super lit. And the cliffhanger was we find out that Myre is also able to use Realm Heart, so she's probably gonna figure out what path Arthur is gonna take right now. So let's hop in. T-Bait, chapter 159. Past the unseen boundaries. Let's get it, bro. Let's see it. So we see, start off right off the bat, we see old girl lights up her runes, showing that she's also able to use Realm Heart. Super lit. Arthur immediately stunned. He's like, whoa. The runes are different for each Realm Heart user, but these markings show that I am of the Vivum path. Interesting. That is why I was able to heal you. Interesting. So when she got her shit on, bro, it's so lit. Now, my dear, activate your Realm Heart. So we see, boom. Arthur's eyes go purple. His hair starts going white. Ooh! Fire. Fire. Hair starts going white. Eyes get purple, and then you see him activate his own Realm Heart. Beautiful panel too, bro. Beautiful panel. Boom. And they just there sitting at the table, cooling. She gets up, grabs his hand. I was only able to catch a glimpse of what your runes looked like earlier, but it is truly fascinating. And she's like looking at his arm or whatever as she's grabbing it. I was like, hey. And Arthur's looking at it also like, because I'm not sure, maybe he's never actually like thought about or examined the runes on his body, you know? Boom. And then as he does that, he flicks out some fire in his hand. I assume it's Arthur. He flicks out some fire first. Then he swirls some little tornado in his hand. Then he floats some rocks. Then he splashes some water. And then after that, he sees all like the purple ether particles in the air and shit. He's crazy. How is it that I've never noticed this? Having fun, are we? As he's like moving the ether around and shit like that. As a human, I don't blame you for not realizing that this form was meant to observe and study what cannot normally be perceived. Ether behaves fundamentally differently from mana, as she like sprinkles it in her hands. You will be met with only failure if you try to manipulate ether as you have done with mana. Whew. Again, think of a cup of water. If you drink, gargle, and spit water out as long as you know how. Oh, you can drink, gargle, and spit water out as long as you know how. But you would be a fool if you tried the same thing with the cup. Exactly. Ether is present all around us. Yet it is the very boundary that confines you and me to the limits we have. Vivum is the influence over all living components. This is the power I use to piece back together your shattered legs. And then we see as she's talking, she's just like moving the ether particles around her hand and shit. Like, they just look like little specks of purple. It looks like dust, to be honest. And Arthur sees this, and he puts his hand out as well to try and do the same thing. How did ether gather in your hand? And how does that form into Vivum? How did you heal my legs? So Arthur immediately asking all the questions, because again, he's an inquisitive ass kid, you know what I'm saying? He be asking all the questions to figure out what's going on. It's like, slow down, child. Slow down, child. After learning that my affinity lay with the branch of life, I studied Vivum for centuries. Even so, I am not confident that I can explain to you what you truly wish to know. That's crazy, bro. And then you can see, like, a closer look at their runes on their face. They are very different. You see, Myre's runes are more like S-shaped. You know what I'm saying? And they swirl more down her cheek. Whereas Arthur's is more like jagged and it's like right under his eye, you know? Interesting. But I want to learn, Arthur says. And then she looks on and she's like, whoa. Very well, she said. Very well. I love her, by the way. She's amazing. The first thing you need to know is that unlike mana, you cannot absorb ether. You are merely changing its presence and influence on reality. Interesting. So you cannot take it into your body. Does that mean a core isn't needed to influence ether? An individual's core is what connects the body to the physical realm. So whether ether isn't directly manipulated in the way that mana is, the mana core is crucial, she says. You will realize your path when the time comes, but let's not overwhelm you in the beginning stages of your cultivation. Dang, so we're not gonna know his path yet? Shit. Just know that after a certain point, your cultivation will no longer depend on your rote ability to refine the mana, but rather on gaining insight into knowledge that cannot be passed down. As she says that, Arthur's immediately just thinking this over, like trying to process everything that's happening. I'm not sure if this is mere coincidence or fate, but there is a reason why you have the ability, as limited as it is, to utilize ether. Can you guess what it is? I'm gonna assume it's like the time thing. You know when he goes into his second stage beast will, right? And he's able to like manipulate time. He used it to save Test at one time when they were in the training area. That, I feel like that is a manipulation of ether. It has to be, right? Can you guess what it is? I thought it was because of Sylvia's will. Yo! Nocturnal? What's cracking, bud? Hope you're doing well. I thought it was because of Sylvia's will. That is partly the reason. That is partly the reason that you are able to bear the burden of ether. But that is not the reason you are able to manipulate it. Interesting. So that's not. So the reason isn't Sylvia's will. So it's not the time thing. So Arthur clenches his fist. He goes, because I can manipulate all four elements. Precisely, Myre says. She goes, precisely. It was the insight into all four of the fundamental elements that allowed us to take a look beyond the water and become aware of the glass cup we were held in. Oh my God, so fire, bro. Axel Pockets, what's up with you, man? Parisha to follow. Hope you're doing well. This is so fire, bro. I'm doing all right, bro. I'm coolin'. This is a good chapter right now. I'm enjoying this one. So because Arthur is a quad elemental mage, you know, he's able to manipulate it on a little level. Discover a new anime to watch? Good shit, good shit. So because of the insight of the four elements allowed us to look beyond the water and become aware of the glass cup we were held in. The analogy of the water and the cup is honestly so fire. So Arthur starts trembling, bro. She nods. You can release Rumheart now, dear. It's impressive you were able to last this long. And then boom, Arthur immediately releases it because obviously it's putting a strain on his body. He releases that shit. Whew. So Myre, were you able to tell which quality of aether I am best suited for? Let me warn you, Arthur. I cannot predict whether or not you will be able to consciously control aether like we can. She said, I cannot predict this. You possess the ability to manipulate all 4 elements. And we see boom. We see boom, wind. We see boom when he used rock. We see fire when he's a young lad. And have gained both a dragon's will and the realm heart physique. But you are still a human again. And Arthur grits his teeth because again, this is something that's happened like a lot. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, what's up, bro? What's going on? Bro, I'm live every Friday at 12 reading this, John, bro. Every Friday at 12. And this is, again, another thing we've seen constantly of, like, Arthur's just bad luck or whatever it was, being born a human, is, like, kind of holding him back. Because she's like, even though you have all this stuff, quadra elemental mage, you have a dragon beast will and a realm heart physique. All of this, still, because you're human, you might not be able to do anything. You know what I'm saying? He goes, I see. I see. But I can tell you this. I'm unsure as to why you are able to manipulate time, but you were never meant to go down. Oh my God. So he's going to be able to do both, bro. Or use more than one. Because she says, I'm unsure as to why you are able to manipulate time, but you were never meant to go down the path of Avum. So, bro, what? And then she's like writing something down now. So again, it seems like he's gonna be able to use more than one, which is insane. Or he can maybe like he has one path strictly, but he can dip into the other ones, you know? The time stopping with Lord Indrath's, Arthur just inherited it. Oh, okay. So it has to do with the Beast Will then. And you were also unable to fully get a grasp of Abraham manipulation despite Sylvie's will. This is why, unlike Sylvia, you were meant to control the very fabric of the boundaries that kept the physical realm in place. Bro, what? It was part of his acquired will. Got you. That Sylvia gave him. Like Sylvia, you were meant to control the very fabric of the boundaries that keep the physical realm in place. And she slides Arthur a page. You are the spatium genius. You are the spatium genius, bro. What? Arthur equals Gojo? Stop it. Low key though. What? This nigga's Gojo? Stop it. But as you've said, regardless of this knowledge, it is still possible that I won't be able to consciously control this ability. Please, Myre, tell me what I need to do. So far, all I know about this grand ability is that I have the qualifications for it. But because of my physical limitations of my species, I won't be able to handle the burden. And Arthur's getting pissed, bro. He's raising his voice now, getting angry, getting loud. I truly pity you, child. You have such an overwhelming potential for greatness, but your capacity is hindered by something you cannot control. I did not tell you this to mock you, but to remind you that you have this ability at your disposal. Yeah, the static void, basically the man expansion. Crazy. That's actually wild. Low key, bro. That's actually wild. Knowledge is an unmeasurable strength, and with it, you may find a way past the boundaries of your birth, something even the Asuras do not yet see. Arthur, I have broken many rules by imparting all this knowledge to you. This knowledge can certainly be used against the dragon race if it falls into the wrong hands. But please believe me when I say this. I truly do want the best for you. And she puts her hand on Arthur's shoulder. Or she grabs his hand, I mean. Even if Realm Heart cannot be utilized to the full extent, it can be an incomparable asset in the upcoming battles because of its sensory functions. With Realm Heart, your ability to manipulate all four elements and your remarkable combat prowess, you have many different tools, at your disposal. While Lord Indrap is a very you see the sides of the family, you know? It's very interesting. Inazuma 11, word, I never heard of that, John. It's fire. But this movement technique that you've created, the one that brought you into my home in such a horrid state, it cannot be one of them. So she's talking about burst step. So she's like, the burst step you was doing, you can't do that no more, bruh. It's over. She's like, you cannot be doing that. Never use that technique again, she says. Holy shit, bro. Arthur looks stunned, bro. I've never actually seen that. I'll have to look it up. Again, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, bro. So she's like, never use it again, bro. And if it's coming from her, it's serious. All those weeks of training and refining burst step were for nothing. Jesus. And Arthur just slumps in his chair, bro, because he's just depressed, man. But too much for the human body. Yeah, I believe it, for sure. She asked me how Mirage Walk worked. Seeming surprisingly, I taught myself. I hope she would change her mind after learning about its mechanics, but it became more clear that the move was dangerous. Damn, so Arthur looks dejected, bro. My breakthrough into the Silver Core stage was a pleasant surprise. My combat with Corddry would place me easily into a AA class as an adventurer, even without the use of elemental magic. Jeez, bro. So even without using magic, he'd be a AA class adventurer. Just by him sparring with Corddry for so long. Fire. Now, I had little to show in terms of improvement in the magic of mana arts. Mirage Walk was the only technique I had managed to piece together. But now, that was gone. So Arthur just rustles up. He's tight, bro. There were actual Asuras residing in Alakrea. Those levels of mana manipulation were probably beyond what I could imagine. Arthur grabs his legs, bro. He's just pissed, man. Grabs his legs, just angry, just don't know what to do right now. According to Winsome's reports, a single retainer is capable of wiping out a team led by a lance. Myre insisted that knowledge is power, but... So Arthur, as he says this, he's looking at a cup, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like she was saying, about the water, the analogy with the cup, all this. Beautiful. This is the cub. It won't help me defeat Alakrea. Chirp, chirp. So we see her wake up in the morning. Arthur wobbling his way outside. Finally be able to walk again. You've had a hard night, I see. As anticipated with the use of Vivum. It felt worse than when my legs got damaged, but at least I'm able to walk now, Arthur says. Which is good. Because I have asked Winsome for some time with you. Are they gonna fight? And then as she says that, she turns her realm heart physique on. And then she goes, I asked Winsome for some time with you. Jesus. Retainers are subordinates of sides, meaning sides are way stronger. Jesus. So the retainers are able to kill a lance and a team, wipe them out, no problem. And they're weaker than a scythe? Come on, bro. Come on. So they're gonna spar, bruv? I'm very interested in see them spar. Because I want her to maybe help him get a new technique because he just lost burst step, you know? I'm very hyped for this, bro. This is a very sick chapter. That boy Arthur, bro. That boy Arthur. It really does suck that burst step is gone, though. But, like, that shit was too... It was too fucked, man. It was too much for the nigga's body. And learning that he can low-key dip into different paths is kind of lit. He didn't lose it, he just was taking... I mean, well, he can't use it, so, like, it's basically gone. Let me be clear, we never seen the stronger... We saw the lances. Oh, I guess that's true, yeah. I guess that is true. But yeah, like, yeah, it's restricted, like, he can't use it again, but it's basically gone. Because, like, if you're not using it, you're losing it, you know? So, yeah. I'm hyped for next chapter, bro. I really want to see what is going to happen next, if they're going to spar, and what comes of that. That's going to be really sick. You know what I'm saying? But if you made it to the end of the live reaction, I appreciate you so much. John went crazy. If you enjoyed, don't forget to drop a like on the video. It really helped out my channel. Also, sub to the boy because I'm bringing different live reactions every week. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm going to see y'all next time. Stay safe out in these streets, and I'm going to see y'all soon. Peace.